Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the WWE Summerslam post-show. Brock Lesnar returns. Becky Lynch returns. Charlotte Flair, champion again. Let's do it. Yeah. Hey, this guy's excited.
It's a big show tonight.
You all right?
I'm doing all right, you know. Get hyped up. Showtime. Time to talk to the people.
I gotta fix his mic. It's like too low. I just realized. Now I gotta fix your mic. We're gonna do this live. All right, baby.
Right. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
How's that?
Oh yeah.
Now you'd have to crouch down.
Yeah, feeling good. It was a big show tonight. A lot of consequential things happened tonight. Not the highest quality.
Yeah.
Still, big show.
It wasn't like a lot of fun to watch, but there were moments, right?
There were moments.
Like
morsels.
Overall, I didn't love SummerSlam, but I did enjoy some of the things that I saw. I liked Becky Lynch coming back. That was fantastic. Surprising. Didn't see it coming. People had some problems with it. We'll get into it. I like Brock Lesnar coming back at the end of the show. Surprise. Didn't see that coming. Unfortunately, you know, it was preceded by a very long John Cena-Roman Reigns match, which quality-wise was not of the highest order, and it was long as hell, too. So, you know, we saw some good stuff at SummerSlam, like, oh, it's cool that Brock came out after that Roman match, but that Roman match itself wasn't too good. Was not my favorite match on the card, not by a long shot. 23 minutes only it went. It felt like an eternity. So, you know, there were some problems tonight. Brock Lesnar comes out. Cool. What does Brock Lesnar do?
Let's stare off.
He just stared at Roman.
Yeah. He got in the ring.
He did get in the ring to stare at Roman. And then he just kind of said a couple things you couldn't hear. Seemed like he was letting Roman have a pass, and then let Roman just kind of walk away.
That's a standard thing like that.
You can leave. We'll fight another day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I didn't love it. Let me know what you think. What was your score on 10 for this pay-per-view? What are you giving SummerSlam 2021? Gonna give a shout-out to Doug Hepburn. Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. He says, hey, guys, can I get a shout-out for Nick, Bren, Sawyer, and Brett having a SummerSlam party over there? So, yes, shout-out to Doug, Nick, Bren, Sawyer, and Brett. Hope you guys enjoyed SummerSlam. What are you giving that show tonight on 10? How do you rank SummerSlam tonight? Hand it to you, my brother.
Well, there were moments, and those moments, there were some good moments and some good matches. Like, I think there was like 3 matches we could say that were pretty high quality, very enjoyable throughout. A lot of filler as well. Some matches that could have been cut. I'd say this is a solid 6.
Yeah.
I'd say this is a solid 6. That main event, you know, it's a good philosophy to espouse on the show. The main event, you know, makes a huge difference on how you see the show as a whole. And that main event was a snooze fest.
Yeah.
You know, Roman Reigns just not delivering those main event spots, really dragging the show down. It seems to be happening quite often with Roman, and it's not good. The only time, you know, there was a pay-per-view that ended well is because he wasn't even on the pay-per-view at all. He wrestled Rey Mysterio on like a Smackdown before.
Yes. Hell in a Cell, right?
And that one ended well because he wasn't on it.
Yeah. Roman Reigns is not my favorite main eventer in the WWE. I don't think he really delivered tonight. I think you got to say, okay, well, what did Cena do? But, I mean, it's not up to Cena to carry this match. This was a Roman Reigns match to carry.
He was supposed to be the ring general in this one. And he didn't deliver, you know. His style of cutting those long promos, the camera in the corner, and just standing there, you know, like, how many Superman punches did he do tonight? Like 8?
Yeah, a couple. There was a couple.
You know,
he took a bunch of attitude adjustments, kicked out of every attitude adjustment that John Cena threw at him, hit him with a regular attitude adjustment, kicks out of 2, hit him with the attitude adjustment through the table, brings him back in the ring, kicks out of 2, hits him with the attitude adjustment off the second rope, kicks out of 2, hits 1 spear on John Cena, 1, 2, 3, it was over. But by that point, I was just like, God, thank God this thing is over because it's been downright awful. It's been long. This pay-per-view is like 4 hours plus long at this point. It was too long. It was too late. I think a lot of people were falling asleep watching that John Cena Roman Reigns match. Yeah, it was not exciting. You know, it was not an exciting main event. It was not a particularly good match. They didn't do much there. I did not love that main event. And Harold Schneider dropping a super chat. He says, it dragged too much at times and ended too late. Exactly. Exactly my sentiment on that, Harold. Thank you for the super chat. You are a member of the team. Don't forget to join. Click that join button beneath me if you're watching on YouTube. Harold is a member. Doug Hepburn is a member. And why aren't you a member? If you're watching and you're not a member, ask yourself why. Why not? Why have you not become a member of the Ringside Report Network? I encourage you to do so. Help support the channel. Be a good friend. Be cool.
Yeah, it's good to be cool.
It's good to be cool, especially on these hot days. Being cool is what you need to be. Carlito knows he's cool. You better be cool.
Yeah. He spits in the face of those who don't want to be cool.
Yeah.
And I got to ask a question.
Apple in your face.
Do you want to be cool?
Do you want to be cool? Carlito says, yes, you do.
Love Carlito.
Brock Lesnar shows up after the match to confront Roman Reigns. So I guess that's it for Cena. He's back off to Hollywood. And we knew that, like, and that's the problem with the match, too. I'm just waiting for Roman to win. Because there was 0% of me that ever thought that John Cena was going to win. We broke it down last night on the preview for this show. But they had a great build to this Roman Reigns-John Cena match. They had us believing at a certain point, well, Cena might win. Cena was cutting good promos, and you thought Cena might win. But then Roman Reigns, in one of the last lines that he utters on SmackDown last night, right before the pay-per-view, says, if I lose, John, I'll leave WWE. So you know at that point he's for sure winning. You thought maybe he won't win. He'll probably win, Roman, but maybe he won't. But then he goes, if I lose, I'll leave. And Cena, by the way, is also saying, well, if I win, I'm going to leave with the belt. So you're thinking, okay, is WWE really going to have a SummerSlam match in their main event where both guys leave afterwards?
Fight for their freedom.
How's that going to work on Fox? Right? It's ridiculous. So you knew last night with 100% certainty, after they'd done a good job building this, they absolutely shoot themselves in the foot, blow the whole thing up last night by telling you that Roman Reigns is for sure going to win, because if he doesn't win, he's leaving WWE, which he's definitely not doing.
It's very, like, tired 80s kind of gimmick. It's like the heel standing in the ring going, like, if you people don't shut up, I'll leave. And then was like, yeah. It's like that kind of same, like, very tired, hokey, carny kind of thing. And to think that it would work in like a big match, you know, this John Cena match, you know, that, like, anyone would buy, that, oh, Roman Reigns is just going to leave, totally killed the momentum, totally killed any heat for this match. And, I mean, even if they didn't have that stipulation, I mean, this match would have killed all the heat anyway, but I don't know. And, like, the announcers kept hyping up that thing of, like, is this Roman's last match? Oh, Roman says he's going to leave. So you know this is, like, seen as something, like, front office is high on. You know, like, they thought, oh, this match doesn't have enough heat. Well, what if we threaten Roman Reigns' retirement? Maybe fans will cheer and think, hey, Roman's going away. They'll do the na-na-na-na goodbye song. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, but it was not good. It's not a good thing.
No.
It's not a good strategy at all. And like you said, you're just waiting for Roman to win.
Yeah.
You know? And they do this kind of thing a lot. You know, this, like, loser leaves WWE. This kind of horse shit. I don't know. I don't know why they do it.
It's just that they killed the... They killed the
possibilities.
Exactly. They killed the wonder. They killed the finish before the match even happened.
They love to do that. They love cutting those promos that just tell you, hey, just so you know, this is going to be the finish of the match.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to come up with the reference right now, but there was a one where like you thought there was going to be some intrigue to the match, and then they cut a promo such as before. I think it was also like around the thing of like, well, if I lose, I'm going to leave the WWE forever. And then you're like, okay, well, that's not going to happen. So then you know the finish before. They telegraph it.
Yeah,
they
it's
held
too
you by the
predictable.
hand.
It's too predictable. You can't be that predictable when you're going into a pay-per-view. You just can't. You can't be that predictable when you're going into a SummerSlam main event like that you've already built as like slightly unpredictable.
Yeah.
It wasn't certain, and then you made it certain last night. So, they have a long match tonight that's not particularly interesting, and you already know the finish, so you're just waiting for it to be over. Thankfully, they saved the pay-per-view at the end with Brock Lesnar showing up, right?
Yeah.
Thankfully, they did that. At least they helped Brock Lesnar.
It makes opens up a whole new set of questions now. Where do they go from here?
When does Brock show up again? Will he be on SmackDown?
Is Extreme Rules, Survivor Series? Like we figured if Brock and Roman was going to happen, maybe WrestleMania or something like that. But, to pull the trigger pretty soon, you were telling me before the show, maybe AEW has their attention now. And they're like, oh, we need big matches fast and as like often as possible.
Yeah.
Or, they're going to play a long game where Brock, maybe we don't see Brock again for another couple of weeks or months. He just showed up to be like, I'm here, Roman. I can show up whenever. I can challenge you whenever.
It's like, is he going to show up here on Friday night and start a thing and be at Extreme Rules with Roman?
It doesn't feel like it.
Or is this going to be a Saudi Arabia thing in October where when they go to Saudi again and they do it there?
And he gets paid a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Brock Lesnar is here long term, I mean, the history of Brock Lesnar tells you what? That it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not committal. He's here for like the really big events. And that's kind of what doesn't get me too hyped for his comeback here, because I know a lot of how he does business, and it can be very frustrating sometimes and not great for a fan or an audience member. Like he'll get the belt and he'll disappear and he'll just suplex people and his matches will be 5 minutes.
And what does it do? It just sets up another Roman Reigns match, which we've seen Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Not with Brock as the babyface.
It's cool to see Brock when you don't expect to see Brock. So Heyman's with Roman now. It's slightly different.
But not really.
You're going to give Roman the win over Brock. That's what I see this as. It's like Brock's coming in like Cena came in to do a job to Roman, to kind of keep building Roman for eventually The Rock to lose to at some point, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the overall plan is for Roman, but I have a hard time believing it's, we're just going to have him lose to Brock, and now we're going to go back to Brock.
The Brock show.
It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. And the Brock thing is like a temporary fix. Brock's not a full-time guy. Brock's not a young guy. Brock is cool to see, but as far as what you do with Brock going forward, I don't know.
He doesn't save the show.
It's not like CM Punk showing up in AEW last night, right? That was slightly bigger.
Yeah, and then saying, I'm going to be here on Wednesdays. I'll be here on Fridays.
That's it.
Showing commitment.
He says he's going to be there long term. He's with AEW. Brock is not going to make that commitment, and we know that going in. So it's not that exciting for me. Like, it's cool to see Brock, but when you really think about what this means and what he's going to do, he'll have a match with Roman maybe, and then that'll be that.
Seth again.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did it because they wanted something cool for SummerSlam, and Brock Lesnar showing up is what they have. It's all they have right now.
Yeah, that's all the rabbits out of their hat.
Yeah, that's their best trick that they can pull, the Brock Lesnar card. That's the one that they still have. I was asking for the score on 10 for the pay-per-view. I saw a few scores here. I want to get everybody's out there. Bob Cote giving it a 6.5. Ray Cruz giving it a 6. Matthew the Magician giving it a 6.5. Doug Hepburn says he gives it a 7. Decent wrestling in some matches, plus 2 huge returns. I mean, the returns were big. I think Becky's probably more impactful long-term, and especially in the next year or so, Becky's going to make a bigger deal. She's going to do more. Harold Schneider giving it a 6.5. What did you give it, a 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah, I think a 6.5 seems about right for me. I mean, I didn't hate the show, but I didn't love it. And we're going to get into our match of the night here in a second. I see JJ Mondesi giving it a 5 on 10. Match of the night, like, I don't know. I'd say Edge and Seth.
Yeah?
I think Edge and Seth probably had the best match that we saw tonight. It was very good. Edge winds up beating Seth with a crossface submission. Edge with a beautiful spear to Seth Rollins off the apron. I thought the match was very good. It wasn't the best match I've ever seen. It wasn't match of the year. But it was a very good match. I think it was match of the night. But not by much. Like, I think Damian Priest and Sheamus was very good. I think that the triple threat, Charlotte, Nikki, and Rhea Ripley was very good.
That's my match of the night.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't argue with that either. Because I think that those 3 matches were roughly on the same level. I just think Seth and Edge was a step above.
It was a
step
solid
above.
match.
And they wrestled longer, too. Right?
Started off
like,
a bit slow.
The Charlotte, Nikki, Rhea match was 13 minutes. Seth and Edge went 21 minutes.
Yeah. But
it didn't feel like 21 minutes. Like, that match was only 2 minutes shorter than the Roman match.
Yeah.
Okay? That Roman match felt like 10 times longer.
It did. But I felt like the Seth and Edge match maybe started off a bit slow and then kind of started picking up a bit towards the end. But the women's triple threat, 13 minutes, but they kept the pace on at 100 the whole time, I thought. Big moves, big spots, constant working, someone gets out of the ring, so then, they keep working at it, but, like, they all hit their spots really well. That corkscrew, like, almost looked like a Starship Pain, kind of what Charlotte did. I thought it was very effective, She
but it was
kick Nikki in the head.
Yeah, but it wasn't quite smoothly executed.
Oh, still pretty cool.
She twisted in the air and just kind of, land wherever she lands.
Yeah.
I mean,
better than the Damian Priest landing on his tailbone there.
Oh, yeah. He did a flip on the outside. That looked rough.
Yeah. But, and I like the decision with Charlotte winning the belt.
Okay, but it was match of the night, but it wasn't incredible.
No.
Right?
It wasn't incredible.
Like, whatever match you're going to say was match of the night, you weren't blown away by any of those matches.
That is true.
Were they solid matches? Yes. Would they have been very good matches on TV? Sure. But for pay-per-view,
yeah, like
I think Edge and Seth was really the only pay-per-view quality match. I don't think anybody else, and the only reason it was pay-per-view quality was because you had Edge in the ring for 20-plus minutes, which doesn't happen on TV. He's not a TV wrestler. He's a pay-per-view wrestler only. So that, to me, was the only match that felt like, A, it was good, and B, it was something that you won't see on an episode of Raw or Smackdown. The Damian Priest-Sheamus match, I think they probably had an equally good match on SmackDown like a month ago to set this one up. The Nikki, Charlotte, Rhea thing, like they've had matches that were just as good, if not better, quite frankly, on Raw.
If that Nikki and Charlotte match might have been better.
The hardcore match on Raw a few weeks ago was much better.
That might have been better, yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, none of these matches were pay-per-view quality matches where you're like, holy shit, you're only getting this at a SummerSlam. They're going all out. It's just crazy. Nothing tonight blew me away as far as in-ring product. Nothing. We saw some fine matches. I thought Edge and Seth did a very good job. They had a good match. They did some crazy stuff, especially Edge. Edge, it's not that he's doing crazy stuff because I've seen Edge do crazy stuff, and this is not crazy stuff. But for his age and the neck problems that he's had, he's doing crazy stuff. Like the spear to Seth through the ropes to the outside. It's pretty crazy for a guy who's had all these neck surgeries, whose career was ended. Like that neck breaker that Seth gave him, it looked pretty nasty. Like there were some things that they did that, they brought it. I thought Seth and Edge brought it. Edge hitting the glam slam on Seth. Like, it was some cool shit.
That was a nice glam slam.
It
was a good match. It was a very good match. Solid match.
It's my match of the night. I did like the triple threat, though, too. I thought that was good. Mm-hmm. The triple threat match was very good. Charlotte Flair wins again.
That's it for Nikki Ash.
I don't know what happens with the superhero gimmick. I don't know why they keep that one going. Charlotte Flair still, or I guess once again, Raw Women's Champion. She's champion so often it feels like you could just say and still. I don't know. They did end this Nikki story, this Nikki run pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. It's only a month, if that.
Yeah. They give her a new gimmick. They give her the belt. And, I mean, she won it off Money in the Bank, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I don't know where they go from here.
I don't think it goes very well. I think she ends up in a tag team with some other lower rung babyface. And if she continues to get bad reactions, she'll turn heel and be like, "You fans turned on me."
Her and Alexa should just be a team again.
Yeah. I mean, Alexis. That was awful.
That was some shit that could have been cut from the card entirely. This show was about an hour too long, and there were several matches you could have just got rid of, and no one would have noticed or minded whatsoever. Charlotte Flair becoming champion again. I don't know how many times champion, multiple times. She's the queen. She's the best. She's showing that it's her spot. She had a tremendous match. Mm-hmm. Nikki and Rhea both delivered as well. Great match. Charlotte gets Nikki to tap to the figure 8. Great stuff. I mean, just great stuff. You could tell Charlotte with that corkscrew dive. She was trying to get, that's not a normal move you see her pull up. That's a pay-per-view move for Charlotte Flair. She's going above and beyond. It was a big match for her. She's back on top. It's her spot until she says it's not. And I was happy to see Charlotte Flair once again the queen, once again the champion. And, of course, her good buddy, Becky Lynch, also champion tonight. Becky Lynch returns to defeat Bianca Belair with a forearm to the face and a Uranagi, and it's over. A squash match, 26 seconds. Bianca Belair comes to the ring for what she thinks is a match with Sasha Banks. Apparently no one's clued Bianca in to what everybody knew. Johnny North and I both said, this Sasha Banks match isn't happening. When Sasha Banks got pulled 8 days ago from a house show for undisclosed reasons and then wasn't on SmackDown last night, you knew something was fishy. Nobody's seen Sasha Banks in like over a week. You think she's going to be here at SummerSlam tonight? Hell no. We told you this match wasn't going to happen, and it did not. Bianca expecting Sasha Banks to show up. Ring announcer says Sasha Banks is unable to be here tonight. So instead, Bianca will defend her title against Carmella. Why don't they tell the champion this before she's in the ring? What kind of company is the WWE? Like, I know it's not real, like Bianca knew and everything, but like, if this is supposed to be real, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would the champion not be told? It's strange. Like, imagine a UFC fight where the fighter goes to the cage and it's like, yeah, your opponent's not going to be here. You're going to fight this guy. And they're like, okay. Weird. So, Carmella shows up and the crowd is like, huh? And everybody's pissed, right? Because they've been advertising the Sasha Banks match. They were showing video packages and everything for the Sasha Banks match. And really, if you look at SummerSlam and Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks was the only opponent for her. Only person big enough out there currently available other than Becky Lynch to go up against Bianca Belair. You can't put Zelina Vega in there. You can't put Liv Morgan in there. You can't put Naomi in there, right? You can't put fucking Carmella in there. It's SummerSlam. It's a big show. They've got 50,000 plus in a football stadium. It's got to be a big match for Bianca Belair. She main evented one of the nights of WrestleMania against Sasha Banks. This is supposed to be the rematch. If Sasha can't make it, you need somebody else that's a big-time star. Okay? Remember that. So Bianca gets on the mic and she says, well, me and Sasha will do battle one day, but tonight I'm going to beat up Carmella. Becky Lynch's music hits, the crowd goes insane.
Oh, my God.
Insane.
Because they were so pissed off.
They were so mad that we're going to get Carmella Bianca.
Especially with that promo. The promo made you think it was just going to be a squash match.
Yeah.
They're just going to give us something.
And the WWE didn't even give you a reason as to why Sasha wasn't there, despite the fact that they just kept advertising it. Such a bait and switch when they knew a week ago this match wasn't going to happen. They knew. And they just, kept advertising it because that's what they do. They lie to you. Because they're a heel company. Not like AEW. AEW leaks their big surprises, and then they give it to you at the top of the show, and it's still awesome. WWE tells you you're going to get a match up until the last minute, even though you know they're lying, and then they pull the rug out from under you, and they're like, yeah, no match. But thankfully, they saved it tonight, because they were able to get Becky Lynch. They picked up the bad phone, and we were like, come on, we need the man. So the man shows up. And I was happy to see Becky. I'm a big Becky fan. Becky tosses Carmella out of the ring, challenges Bianca. Bianca accepts. Becky goes to shake Bianca's hand. Bianca goes to shake the hand. Becky pulls the old Nature Boy, fuck you, boom, hits her in the face.
That was beautiful.
And then hits her with a Uranagi 1, 2, 3. Becky wins. Real quick, real shocking. A lot of people are pissed. Becky's the new SmackDown Women's Champion. People are saying, oh, what about Bianca? You're turning into her jobber, and she's a loser now, and how could you do that to Bianca? Shut the fuck up! I don't want to hear that shit. It's ridiculous. Okay? You did not advertise Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Why should we get a lengthy match? Becky showing up is the moment. That's what you get. Don't ask for a match. You didn't need a match. First of all, Becky wasn't supposed to be back tonight. Who knows if she's even ready in ring shape, cardio shape. She gave birth 9 months ago? You think she's in top shape to have a 15, 20-minute match in front of 50,000 people against one of the best athletes in the company right now when she's getting a call a week out? Hey, Becky, can you come and wrestle SummerSlam? You think she's ready to wrestle a match? Of course, wrestling fans are so fucking demanding and can't let anything just fucking sit. They have to say, whoa, we got Becky, but it's not fair, Bianca, and I wanted a longer match. You got to complain about fucking everything? You'll get a Becky Lynch-Bianca Belair match. I guarantee you, after what you saw tonight, you will get your fucking rematch. And it will take some time, and it will be good. I don't understand some people who can't just be happy that you got something. There's always going to be people out there complaining. Well, what about Bianca? Bianca will be fine. She beat Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. She's getting pushed like crazy. She beat Zelina Vega and Carmella back-to-back. It's not like she's getting demoted here. They're setting up a feud with Becky Lynch. She got caught off guard. She was in the ring when they announced that it wasn't going to be Sasha Banks, it was going to be Becky Lynch. Right? Bianca got screwed by the WWE tonight. Right? Becky Lynch did a cheap heel move. Went to shake hands. Bianca thought it was cool. And then, Becky nailed her in the face. Just because the fans cheered doesn't mean it was a cheap heel tactic that Becky Lynch used that Bianca will be ready for next time. This is not burying Bianca in any way. This is elevating Bianca. This is putting Bianca in a feud with Becky Lynch, the hottest star in the WWE right now.
And she's the one chasing.
She's chasing, and she's out of the program with Sasha Banks. Or Sasha comes back at some point, gets inserted into it, and it gets even hotter. Right? So, Sasha Banks is fine for SummerSlam. The match would have been fine, but it's been done. It was done at WrestleMania. This is Becky Lynch. This is a fresh program for Bianca. Bianca fans should not be crying right now You should be happy that Bianca gets to wrestle Becky Lynch now. All title reigns come to an end. Believe me. It's better to lose to Becky Lynch the way that she did than to lose to Sasha Banks in like a 15-minute match. Because that takes everything back. You lose to Sasha Banks tonight, it's like, yeah, well, you beat her at Mania, but you can't beat her here, so really, are you that good? You had a good, clean match, and Sasha beat you, and And if she loses to or she beats Sasha, it's like, yeah, whatever, you did her at Mania, who cares? This is fresh, this is new, and it's Becky Lynch. I don't understand. Some people are mad. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great move by WWE. And this is me saying it was a great move by WWE. Like, I'm not a WWE apologist. People are going to be like, oh, yeah. No. I didn't love SummerSlam. I think Brock Lesnar coming back is going to lead to some bullshit. Like, whatever.
Let me ask you some questions.
Ask me questions.
Do you think Becky takes more of a heel role in this kind of storyline? Or do you see it as Bianca says, you know, I had my belt stolen from me, and they try to position her as some kind of crybaby heel?
I don't think anybody's a heel. I think it's like Sasha and Bianca. They're both baby faces. The audience gets to choose who they root for.
Okay. Because I was thinking when Becky challenged her and said, you know, let's wrestle tonight in Vegas, I thought for a second Bianca was going to say, hey, I didn't plan for, I wasn't told of this, I'm leaving. And then like getting some, and like doing like a double turn, like getting some heel heat.
That'd be a lot of heat.
You know, and just leaves.
That'd be heat on the company too. You don't even get a match. I don't know. I think that's tough to do. I think they're both baby faces, and the fans get to choose.
That makes sense. And like they'll both be like loved.
I'm just happy to see Becky Lynch back, but she was only supposed to come back in October. This was a last minute thing.
This is an audible.
To expect a 15-minute match out of Becky Lynch tonight, I think is completely unreasonable. She didn't look very big either. Right?
No.
She looked a little less muscular than she has in the past.
But
she's not in top wrestling shape yet.
Can't blame her.
And, you know, people can like Becky or they can't. I see somebody on the chat saying he's not so high on Becky. And that's fine. But you can't deny that Becky Lynch is one of the bigger stars that the WWE has.
Not the biggest.
If not the biggest. You hear that pop? You hear that reaction when Becky Lynch comes out? It was massive. People have been chanting, "We want Becky." I don't recall anybody chanting, "We want Brock" or "We want Goldberg" while they were not there.
No.
Right? You ever hear Goldberg chants?
Not even Cena.
Not even Cena. Until they know Cena's there. Right? Like, people have been chanting, "We want Becky" for a long time. Chanting it at Charlotte, all this stuff, right? We want Becky. The only other person that I know that people chant for when they're not around is CM Punk. And AEW got him. So, I think Becky Lynch is a massive star, and the WWE is lucky to have her back early. They're lucky that she said yes to SummerSlam. Angelo dropping a super chat. Hey, guys, what's going on? He's working Uber tonight. How was SummerSlam? Thank you, Angelo. You are the super chat leader of the night once again. SummerSlam was okay. I'm giving it a 6.5. Mostly sixes, some fives, some sixes, some 6.5s, maybe a 7 here or there. Kind of a mid to low range show. Not great matches, but some cool surprises. Brock Lesnar's back. Becky Lynch is back. Becky Lynch is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Charlotte Flair is the new Raw Women's Champion. Bobby Lashley still the WWE Champion, defeating William Goldberg tonight. Goldberg hit a shoulder tackle, an awful body slam, a terrible power slam, 2 really bad clotheslines. Just terrible wrestling from Bill Goldberg tonight. Comes out, looked like the walk to the ring got him tired. Went for a jackhammer. Or Bobby went for the jackhammer. Goldberg tried to counter with one of his own. Looked like he blew out his quad doing it. It looked like Goldberg hurt his leg for real, and then they kind of worked the leg during the match. And Eventually, the matches ended because Goldberg couldn't continue. His leg was like too beat up, and the ref was like, "Oh, this match is over." I'm not sure if that was the planned finish.
He might be really hurt.
It looked like he was really hurt. I don't know.
Wouldn't be surprised.
He looked terrible. Goldberg.
The crowd just progressively got more and more pissed off at him. It was wonderful to see.
The crowd was booing Goldberg so much. And they were cheering Bobby. And it was great. Because Bobby's just beating the shit out of Goldberg. You're supposed to be booing him, but you're not. You're just cheering for Bobby. You're like, yeah, get him. Anytime Goldberg's on offense, they're just booing the shit out of him. And then eventually the ref stops the match. Bobby smashes Goldberg's leg repeatedly with a chair. After the match, right? He's just like hitting him with a chair, and the crowd's loving it. They're like, yeah. They're cheering.
It's not what the reaction they were looking for.
No, WWE's thinking, oh, yeah, they're going to boo. Nope. They didn't boo. They were cheering for him.
And then Gage shows up.
So, and then, Goldberg's kid, Gage, his teenage boy, jumps on Bobby Lashley's back to save his dad, which doesn't work so good, because Bobby puts him in the Hurt Lock, and the crowd goes wild.
It's a child.
I was loving it too. I was like, get Gage.
I admit it, yeah.
Who cares about Gage?
But WWE must have been thinking like, oh, there's no way they'll cheer for a child getting hurt.
Wrong. WWE has made you hate Bill Goldberg so much that you will cheer for his son getting attacked on live television.
By a grown, very jacked man.
Yes. We hate Goldberg so much that we are willing to cheer Bobby Lashley beating the shit out of his 15-year-old son.
Throwing him to the ground at the end, without any care. And then MVP going oh, that's a kid. It's great. That was a good moment.
That was the best. It was the
I didn't
crowd.
think they'd go there.
The crowd made it. Because I was loving it too. I was like, oh, I wonder if the crowd will be into this or whatever. Nope, the crowd was like, yeah, fuck that kid.
Fucking football fan.
Oh, that was so good. That was great.
Yeah.
And, Goldberg's going to need some revenge on Bobby. The match ended pretty inconclusively. Bobby attacked his son. It's not over. They're going to wrestle again. Maybe at the next pay-per-view, maybe in Saudi Arabia, whatever.
Unless his ACL
we're not
is torn.
done. Unless he tore his ACL, which we can only hope for. I wouldn't say that about anybody else, but with Goldberg, it's like, just keep him away.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do, God, to keep him away. God damn. Goldberg. Terrible. What a trash guy. Trash wrestler. Trash. Just terrible.
Looked like shit
Yeah,
tonight.
he looked awful tonight.
Worst
you're right. Performance.
Like when he stood there for a second after he did like his kick and punches at his entrance, he had a look of like,
oh, that took a lot out of me.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah.
You can do this. Come on, you can do this. Come on, man. Come on. And then like he's walking, and then as soon as he gets to the ring, he's like, ropes.
He looked like he almost fell over getting into the ring.
Oof,
he
okay.
looked really unsteady
Not
on his
good.
feet the whole time.
Not good.
The whole time he looked like nearly passing out from exhaustion. It was pretty crazy to see Goldberg look so bad. He's looked bad before, but he's getting progressively worse. Every time he wrestles, it's worse than the last time. It's kind of fun to watch because it's so horrifically bad.
It's just try and top a botchamania.
It shows you that wrestling is really not that easy because, like, Goldberg is so bad at it. He's so awkward. God damn, he's terrible. And the fans were hating him, too, which is just the cherry on the sundae.
And they can't say that Las Vegas is Bizarro World.
No.
It's ridiculous.
I loved it. And then MVP was like, oh, Bobby didn't know that was a kid. He didn't know.
When they were making promos saying, like, he told your teenage son he's going to beat your dad.
But he never said he was going to attack the son. He got in the son's face on Raw, but he never threatened the son directly. Yeah. But the son attacked Bobby. Bobby didn't know who was on his back. He had to attack. Right. Bobby saw red,
Lost
all right?
memory.
Fuck you, Gage. That's why I think tonight, if Rey Mysterio would have turned on Dominic, I think the crowd would have been into it.
Oh, yeah.
I think the crowd would have liked that.
Instead, they did nothing with that storyline at all.
Talk about matches that should not have happened tonight. Like, we could have saved an hour if we got rid of a few matches. The Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio against the Usos match that we've seen a million times on TV and pay-per-view did not need to happen again tonight at SummerSlam.
How long was that match? It felt like 15 minutes.
It was 10 minutes and 50 seconds.
Jesus.
Yeah. Not long.
It felt way longer.
It was very long. Usos eventually win. They get the pin on Rey after a couple super kicks and a splash. Usos retain the SmackDown tag titles. Completely pointless.
Yeah, there was none of that Dominic trying to cheat or any of that. There was no interaction. It was like a straight-up match, and then Rey just lost.
Yeah. No Mysterio family turmoil, no advancing of the story, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just pure garbage that we could have just absolutely skipped on this show. They made it a 4-hour show for no reason. It was stupid. What a bad match. What a waste of time. I mean, it wasn't the worst match I've ever seen wrestling-wise.
I would have rather the Reginald segment.
I guess. I don't know. I just, like... It wasn't pay-per-view worthy. Like, it wasn't, match-wise, it was, fine. But it was fine for a SmackDown. It was no good for a pay-per-view.
Even for a SmackDown, it was just like, that happened, let's move on.
Yeah, that's it. You wouldn't even talk about it if it happened on a SmackDown. Speaking of bullshit, Alexa Bliss wrestled Eva Marie, beat her with a DDT, gets the 1-2-3 on Eva Marie, did Alexa. Eva actually grabbed the doll Lily, which wasn't doing magic tonight. It was just a doll, an inanimate fucking object that Eva Marie used as a weapon. Eva wanted help from Doudrop, but got no help. And then after Eva lost, Doudrop announced Eva as the loser of the match and made fun of her. I guess Doudrop and Eva are breaking up already. Just in case anybody gave a shit.
Yeah, because, they developed Doudrop's character so well. She'll do fine on her own.
My God. The Doudrop Eva Marie thing is over. Or maybe, it probably isn't. I think they'll probably still team up, but...
Really?
I don't know. They're going to be involved. They'll have a match, I guess. I don't know. It's just like...
It's weird.
We could have missed that match tonight. We could have completely skipped the Alexa Bliss Eva Marie match. That would have been a good way to shave time off this show. The Usos Mysterios match could have not been on the show. Also, Rick Boogs in the ring playing guitar and then introducing Shinsuke Nakamura, who comes out to just dance with Pat McAfee on the announce table. That just happened for no reason.
They must, were they cleaning up the ring for something, you think?
No.
No, or setting up no, they weren't setting anything up. I don't know.
It just happened for no reason. It was really bad. That didn't need to happen on the show tonight.
Pointless.
Drew McIntyre wrestled Jinder Mahal. Drew pins him after the Claymore kick. That also didn't need to happen on the show tonight. That was pointless. That was the worst match on the card.
No Veer Venus.
No Veer Venus. No Wanky Shanky. Just terrible. They could have cut so much from this card.
Yeah, would have made it a better show. Probably would have bumped it up a point.
The Drew match, the Usos match, the Eva Marie match, Rick Boogs, Mario Lopez. They could have cut out a lot of shit.
Even Miz Morrison and Xavier Woods tried to save that segment, but that took a long time.
Why did that happen, too? Miz and Morrison are in the ring talking about nothing.
Water.
Xavier Woods comes out dressed up as Scott Hall for some reason, and he's got a super drip stick, this big water cannon thing. And he says, hey, yo, and survey time. And it's kind of fun because he's doing Scott Hall cosplay. But, why is this on SummerSlam? And then he sprays Miz and Morrison with water, and that was it. Like, why are Miz and Morrison and Xavier Woods there? Why is Rick Boogs there with Shinsuke Nakamura? Why does Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal happen? Why does this happen? Why do they exist in the world? Why does Alexa Bliss have to wrestle Eva Marie? Why did the WWE rehire Eva Marie and then book her on fucking SummerSlam when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't even have a match?
Jesus.
What in the fuck? Like, it's insane. If you think about what they do sometimes, you're like, huh? No Kevin Owens tonight, but we got Eva Marie, pal.
I'll put some butts in seats.
Jinder Mahal's back.
That's right.
And he's got new goons. We fired his old goons because they were small. Now he's got bigger goons. I like them. They can't wrestle for shit. Those last guys were pretty good, but fuck, they're small. Put them on 205 Live, and then I forgot they were here. I think they're still here somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, Vince.
A lot of bullshit tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of bullshit that we didn't need, and that's why this pay-per-view sucked, because it was about an hour too long, and the matches, like, I probably would have a deeper appreciation for some of these matches if the pay-per-view was shorter. I probably wouldn't have hated Roman and Cena as much if it happened, at 10:45 instead of fucking 11:45. You know what I mean? It was just fucking long. Too fucking long. Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat says, any word how Genesis did tonight? No, I don't know. Johnny North was back in the ring tonight after over a year away because of the pandemic. I don't know how his match went or anything. We'll hear from Johnny again at some point this week, I think after Dynamite on Wednesday in Milwaukee. And then Johnny will tell us all about his latest match, his return to the ring. Damian Priest, new U.S. champion, beat Sheamus.
Good match.
Very good match.
Hard hitting.
Yeah.
Like you were saying on the prediction show, dark horse contender.
Yeah.
And it came out and went delivered.
Yeah, it was one of the better matches on the card for sure. Up until that point, it was my match of the night, and it took a little while for it to get beat. I think, the women's triple threat and Edge and Seth probably slightly more enjoyable for me, but barely. I mean, that Sheamus-Damian Priest match was awesome. Like you said before, that dive that Damian Priest did, lands on his ass, it was brutal. Brutal. Crazy stuff. Priest was in a heel hook, pulls Sheamus' face mask off, starts attacking him, gets the win after his Crossroads move. New U.S. champion Damian Priest, and it was really shit or get off the pot for Damian Priest. He needed something, right?
For sure.
He needed something.
Although when he was interviewed by Tiffany Haddish afterwards, he was introduced as a national champion.
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish, who's a comedian and actor, she was there for some reason. I don't know why. She was in that...
she probably performs in Vegas.
She was in the Bad Trip movie with Eric Andre. Yeah. She was fucking tremendous in that. So I like her. Yeah, she did introduce Damian Priest as first-time national champion, and she says she was really enjoying her time at the Summerslam. So that was all right there from Tiffany Haddish. I don't know why she was there. She's funny. She's got a personality. And for some reason, WWE has her there.
Yeah,
and all she does is stand there and hold a microphone.
Yeah, they didn't let her be funny.
Put her on commentary for a match.
Yeah.
Let her talk some shit. Make it more interesting. She's a funny, entertaining person.
Great at improv.
And they gave her nothing.
Yeah, it's weird.
They gave her a microphone and said, here, be Kayla for this segment.
She didn't even get to, announce wrestlers.
No, she just introduced Damian Priest
work
poorly.
The crowd.
No, she was backstage.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was a terrible use of a very talented person who you'll be like, oh, yeah, why was she on WWE? Oh, she did what? Why does she not do more? Because WWE doesn't know how to use anybody, including outside talent, not just their own. Mario Lopez was backstage, which... they used him about right because that's his talent. His talent is he's like an Access Hollywood guy, so he stands there and he says, "What's up, everybody?" And then he holds a microphone and
That sounds great.
Hey, that's great. Tell us about your new movie. Wow.
Back to you, Pat O'Brien.
One time I had a really good story about that. Fucking Mario Lopez. So he was there, and he says he's an old school fan from the WWF days. I don't know which celebrity fucked up more. Tiffany Haddish saying national champion or Mario Lopez saying WWF on TV, which I don't think you're supposed to say. Nobody says that shit.
It's only Vince.
WWF.
And then again, he said the most fearsome words are RK bro, or letters, or RK bro. Bro is not a letter.
Yes, Randy Orton and Riddle were interviewed there, and Randy says that he and Riddle are together, and the most devastating letters in sports entertainment are RK bro, which, not 3 letters, but hey, RK bro beats AJ Styles and Omos in the opener. RKO on AJ, new Raw Tag Team Champions, Matt Riddle and Randy Orton. Riddle says he's got a big surprise for Randy tomorrow on Raw. Was it Yerpel the Clown? This has got a Rock and Sock connection vibe, doesn't it? Like,
yeah.
Riddle is the little bitch just trying to get Randy to like him, kind of like Mick Foley was a little bitch trying to get The Rock to like him, you know? Like, Mankind was kind of like, nobody liked him, he was a loser, and Rock was super cool and over, and Mankind was like, please be my friend, Rock, and then eventually Rock became his friend.
Yeah.
It's very Rock and Sock.
It is, yeah. They're trying to capture that.
I'll probably do a This Is Your Life segment, you know. He's going to have some sort of... honestly, it could be This Is Your Life for Randy Orton tomorrow. That might be the big surprise.
They'll bring out Mick Foley.
And fucking...
Bob Orton.
Bob Orton.
And
Yerpel the Clown.
Ted DiBiase Jr.
My God. Cody Rhodes. Hey,
Edge.
do you remember this guy?
And
Hey, he was in Legacy. You remember him. You know him from that other wrestling show that's pretty fucking good. It's Cody Rhodes. Whoa!
yeah, he comes out with his old school music. He's got the mask, you know.
Or he comes out to the new music. What's the thing? There's more than one first family in wrestling. Adrenaline in my soul. There's something, Cody Rhodes.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be amazing, but
The Forbidden Door.
It's really open now. Here comes Cody. He's taking a break from AEW to do an excursion in WWE.
Right.
I mean, that would be fucking cool. But it's not happening. So Randy Orton and Riddle will probably do an elaborate promo segment on Raw tomorrow night. That'll be, or not tomorrow night, Monday night.
Yeah.
Feels like tomorrow night because it's Saturday night right now, but pay-per-view is usually on Sunday, right? It feels like a Sunday right now.
It does.
But it's Saturday. This is a reminder for everybody. It's Saturday and not Sunday. Crazy. Yeah. Logan Paul was there. Logan Paul was shown on the screen. He got booed. He's going to be on Raw as well Monday night. Not sure why, but, you know, Logan Paul had a thing at WrestleMania with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And now he's going to be on Raw to not continue any of that.
No.
And of course, Sami and Kevin not booked at SummerSlam.
It's not good.
But, you know, Rick Boogs was. Eva Marie was.
Jinder. Drew.
We had 2 Olympic gold medal wrestlers, Tamira Mensah-Scott and Gable Steveson. They came out and were introduced to the crowd, and that was it.
That was pretty cool.
It was kind of cool, though. I didn't hate that. That was fine.
Wonder if they got a tryout.
I think they would just get a contract, to be honest. I don't think you need a tryout when you win a gold medal. I think they hand you a contract and they teach you how to wrestle.
Yeah.
When you're an athlete like that, they figure you'll learn. That was SummerSlam. I think we've covered everything at SummerSlam. Thank God. 51,326 in attendance. You're supposed to be wearing a mask. A lot of people in the crowd were wearing masks, but a lot of people were not. Screenshot them, and maybe they'll get tickets or something. I don't know how that works. Right? Like, if there's a law in place and you're breaking the law on TV, I don't know how that works. But hey, I mean, it's hot here. I can only imagine how hot it is in Vegas. To be in Vegas in a crowded arena in the heat and wearing a mask, like, fuck.
Is there a roof
Count
on that
me
stadium?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do they keep it cool in there?
They must. They have to,
They have
right?
to have, like, a... Imagine the AC system in there.
Yeah. And they're going back to that stadium for 4th of July weekend 2022 for Money in the Bank.
That was interesting. Usually they do that for, like, Mania only, like, those long-term announcement videos. But, like, I thought for a second they were going to announce to come back for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But no, it's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in a big stadium.
Weird. Super weird.
It's very weird. So, like, they'll have Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, 2 big stadium shows, like, almost back-to-back. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's strange. I don't understand why they're doing Money in the Bank in a stadium. I guess they're trying to elevate that show now, but goddamn, it's usually just SummerSlam and WrestleMania, but hey, they're going to do Money in the Bank hopefully next year in a stadium, although who knows? The world is so inconsistent. You know, it's hard. It's hard to know what the future will hold. You never know. Everything's so topsy-turvy these days. Things are happening, then they're canceled, then they're not canceled, then they get booked again. So who knows? But WWE is trying to go do Money in the Bank in a stadium next year. 4th of July weekend in Las Vegas, which is a pretty big deal. You know, it's a good time to do a show in Vegas. If they could do it on a Sunday, the UFC usually does a big show 4th of July weekend on the Saturday in Vegas. Could be a fun weekend to go down, see some crazy fights. Honestly, 4th of July weekend, if you think about it, would make a lot of sense for Conor McGregor's comeback fight. Just looking at the timeline and the injury and all that stuff, Conor's not going to fight anywhere first quarter 2022. He's not going to be there. He's not going to be ready. But second quarter?
No bigger card.
Yeah. I think 4th of July weekend, Vegas, that makes sense for the Conor McGregor comeback fight. So if there's a Conor McGregor fight, SummerSlam, it's going to be a hot weekend in Vegas.
Very expensive weekend.
Oh, yeah. Unless you get a pass, you know. Get some sort of pass. Hook me up, Connor. Me and Connor are like this, so I'll be all right. Mystic Mac. He knows where it's at. Book your trip to Vegas now. Start at ringsidereport.net/shop. Go to ringsidereport.net/shop. Do all the things. Don't forget to like this video. Leave a comment. Subscribe. Thank you, AJ. Shout out to my man, AJ.
AJ.
I threatened to ban AJ earlier tonight, but he behaved himself the rest of the night, and I appreciate you, AJ, and I love you, buddy. All right, shout out to AJ, my man. We'll be back together on Thursday night to talk some MMA. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. here on the Ringside Report Network. Angelo Contagonis, you are the Super Chat leader of the night. Again, you did it again.
You're a genius.
Unless somebody wants to come take over. Doug Hepburn dropping Super Chats as well. Doug was close. Harold as well. Thank you, Harold. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, Harold. Thank you to all the members. Doug, of course. I thought I saw some other members here tonight in the chat. Maybe not. Franco316. Saw Franco. There you go. The members in full force here tonight on the channel. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to become a member. Click that join button beneath me if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching on anywhere else, you can go to donate.ringsidereport.net as well, just like my man Wally Byrne did. Shout out to Wally in Ireland. Go check out his podcast, The Money to Burn. Money to BYRNE, the #1 podcast out in Ireland. #1 business and marketing podcast in Ireland.
For real?
My man Wally Byrne. Yeah, he's killing it. Wally was just like a Ringside Report listener and viewer, and now he's like king of the podcast game in Ireland. He's the #1 guy.
Goodness gracious.
He's the Joe Rogan of Ireland, Wally, now. He's huge.
It's entirely possible.
He's got a lovely voice. He's fantastic. He's got a great personality. I'm not surprised. And I'm very happy for him and proud. I love that guy, Wally. So shout out to Wally. He's a member of the team. The Joe Rogan of Ireland. Harold Schneider dropping a super chat. Goal! You are the super chat leader. You did it, Harold. Thank you, buddy. See the goal? That's why I said they gave a goal. You see? You get it? Okay. So thank you, Harold. Harold is a super chat leader. Thank you, my friend. Thank you to everybody tuning in. I saw somebody who asked for a shout out. Woody the Woodpecker. There's your shout out, Woody.
That's right. Walter Lance.
And Woody's a new viewer, wants to know who our favorite wrestler is. Bret the Hitman Hart.
That's
best
right.
there is, best there was, best there ever will be. I'm not even going to ask you because I know your answer is the same as mine because the only right answer is Bret Hart.
That's right. Who else?
He's the greatest wrestler of all time. Favorite current wrestler?
Super chat.
Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson. Or, I mean, whenever he wrestles. Kenny Omega. Bryan Danielson. CM Punk.
Yeah, you can say CM Punk again. It counts.
CM Punk.
Best in the world.
It's clobbering time! Like, whatever SummerSlam was going to do tonight, they could not top what AEW did last night, no matter what. I've watched that CM Punk promo now 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The intro when he jumps into the crowd.
The entrance and the promo. I've watched 4 or 5 times already, just since last night because it was so fucking good.
No one cuts a promo like him. No one can touch him.
Douglas Hepburn dropping a super chat for the Vince McMahon impression. He wants us to do a Vince impression.
I'll tell you what,
pal.
I don't give a shit about CM Punk.
Phil Brooks.
He sucks. You know who we have?
My boots.
We have Bill Goldberg.
That's right.
CM Punk ain't got shit on us. I'm going to AEW.
That's right.
Triple H is all elite.
Terrorizing.
Fuck this.
Stephanie, come with me.
Steph, come to AEW. We'll be so over there. First thing I'm gonna do is beat that piece of shit Cody. How dare he smash a throne?
All right. That's it.
Is there anything else we can do impressions of?
No. Okay. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Harold. Thank you to everybody supporting the network tonight. Angelo as well. Angelo, of course, my man. Have a good rest of your shift tonight, buddy. It's a late night. Be safe out there.
Take it easy.
Thank you, Harold. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Angelo. You guys are champions. And Harold is the super chat leader of the night. It's late. It's very late. It's way past our bedtime. I'll be back here. We'll be back here Monday night after Raw, right?
That is true. A little less than 48 hours.
We'll see you there, baby.